I want to start off this video by saying you are an amazing mum. You are doing so well. You are so brilliant and you don't get the credit that you deserve. You work so hard to raise your children and give them a loving, happy home and give them everything that they need and make sure that they're safe, keep them warm, keep them fed, keep them clothed. You're doing Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here then hi, welcome. My name's Nikita and I'm a mum of two and I post videos based on lifestyle, fashion and motherhood. And today I'm going to be talking about the top 10 tips that will hopefully change your life and make things seem a little less stressful, a little bit more organised and help you prioritise time for you. Being a working mum of two can feel very overwhelming sometimes, and even with just one child it can be overwhelming. But I'm going to show you my 10 simple steps that will completely transform your day. We're going to talk about 10 easy steps that will make you feel less stressed, more organised and give you a sense of balance in your day-to-day life. From setting up a family calendar or a family routine to prioritising self-care, from setting up a family routine to prioritising self-care, these simple habits will transform how you approach your day. And trust me, they are all tried and tested in our house and I love every single one of them. I love how organised they make me feel. I love how I wake up in the morning and I feel less stressed because I'm not worrying about things. And I feel like I've kind of got my life together when in reality, I know that I'm pretty chaotic still. But I have these firm routines in place now and they help me feel less chaotic and I can think about other things and I can be chaotic in other areas of my life. As long as I've got my family sorted, I know I'm good. If you want to see more content like this, then please make sure that you hit the subscribe button, like this video and also hit the bell notification so you're notified every single time that I upload. Now let's get into the tips. Grab yourselves a cup of tea because you're going to need it, and a biscuit or a sandwich, packet of crisps, rice cake, whatever your thing is. Get yourself something, sit back and let's get on with the video. My first tip is to prepare the night before, and I think it was, I'm just gonna put my drink down, I think it was Emily Norris, and she said on one of her recent videos that 10 minutes in the evening can save you an hour in the morning. And oh my god, that is so true. It is so true. So the things that I like to do to prepare the night before are I lay out all of the uniforms because both my children wear uniforms to school just because that makes my life so much easier. I know exactly what they're wearing 5 days out of the 7 days of the week. So that's good for me. I lay out their uniform, get that all prepared, pants, socks, tights, tops, trousers, skirts, cardigans, fleeces, whatever it is that they're wearing, get that out the night before and I have that sat in my utility room, or I'll have it on just on the back of the sofa on the other end of it, just out of the way, so it's only like sort of bothering me. So I get that organised. That's the first thing I do. When they've gone to bed, I get their clothes. The next thing I do is prepare any lunches for the next day. So I look at the school menu and the nursery menu, see what's on the menu for the following day. And if I know that it's something that kids are going to enjoy, then I won't pack their lunch up. If I know that it's something they're not going to enjoy, then I will pack them a lunch up. I'll make their sandwiches, put in their snacks, make up their drinks bottles, get them in the fridge, all done. Sorted. Don't have to worry about it in the morning. Because one thing that I really hate getting up in the morning is getting up and then thinking, oh my god, I've not packed lunches, I don't know where any school uniforms are, I don't know what's happening, and that just sends me into a bit of a spiral and it sets me up for my day. And I will more often than not have a really bad day if I haven't sorted out things the night before and I'm stressing at 7 o'clock in the morning trying to figure out what I'm going to do for lunch. So I get it done the night before and it's all sorted and I don't have to worry about it, and it sets me up for a really easy morning. Next tip is to wake up 15 minutes before everybody else in your house. And I know that can be really difficult sometimes because as mums we are tired, and there was actually a study that showed that women do need more sleep than men, but in our house, that doesn't really work out. Ross does get up early in the morning because he goes to the gym before work. I try and get up 15 minutes before him, just so that I can sit, I can have my cup of tea, and I can just come around, I can wash my face, I can make sure that the house is straight. I do try and do that the night before anyway, but make sure that everything's where I need it to be to set up my day, and I can just have that 15 minutes of peace and quiet. If I need to check any emails, if there's anything that I need to write on my to-do list for the day, I can look at the family calendar and see if there's anything that I've forgotten for that day or in the next coming days that I need to make sure that I prioritize and plan for. And if I need to plan, I can put that on my to-do list as well and get everything sorted. So yeah, waking up 15 minutes before everybody else in your house and just having that bit of you time, it just makes you feel so much better. It's amazing. I can highly recommend it. The third tip is to batch your tasks. Now, this is something that I always do, and whether that is doing the ironing as soon as I've put a load of laundry in and I've got the tumble dryer going, I'll stand and do some ironing just for a few minutes, whether that's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever, just to make sure that I'm keeping on top of it and I'm not getting a crazy pile of ironing that's going to take me an hour to work through, because that hour takes me away from other things that I need to be doing. So I will batch tasks like that. Or when I'm cooking our dinner in the evening, I will get the kids sat at the island in the kitchen. I'll be prepping dinner for everyone, and Max will be on his tablet, or he'll be playing with his cars or playing with building blocks. Millie will be sat doing her homework, and she's close enough, because we're on the same workspace, she's close enough that I can monitor what she's doing, I can help her if she needs it, and I can actually see how she's doing at school. The other things that I will do is, when the kids are in the bathroom, I will take a cloth up to the bathroom with me, I'll get my cleaning spray, and I'll give the bathroom a quick wipe around while the kids are playing in the bath, and I'm doing two things at once. Or I'll go into the bedrooms if they've not made their beds that morning. I can go into the bedrooms, make the beds while they're in the bath, keep the doors open. I can see directly into the bathroom from each of their bedrooms, so that's quite handy for me. And then the other thing that I do to batch task is I actually batch cook. I will more often than not make more food in our evening meal so that myself and Ross can have extra to take to work with us the following day for lunch. So neither of us are worrying about having to pop out to the shop, get a meal deal, or end up in the sandwich shop and getting a ginormous sandwich that's full of bad stuff that's just gonna not make us feel great. So I always make extra food, batch up things. Also, if there's anything that I can do, like a pasta sauce, for example, or a curry sauce, then I'll make extra of that, and I can freeze that just for the days where we are a little bit pressed for time, and or we just don't know what to eat and we think, oh, let's just get something out of the freezer, something that we know we like, can't think of anything, let's just grab something out of there, get it defrosted, get it cooked, job done. Tip number 4 is setting up a morning routine, and everybody's morning routine is going to be completely different, but my routine is I get up 15 minutes before the kids, I have a cup of tea and get myself settled, wash my face, try and start pulling myself together. And then the kids come downstairs knowing that I'm going to be in the kitchen. I make their breakfast, they both sit at the table and eat their breakfast whilst I'm picking up their uniform and getting it laid out in the order. It probably sounds a little bit anal, but I'll get it laid out in the order that they're going to put it on, so that as soon as they've finished their food, they can come and sit in the living room, they can take their pajamas off, get their uniforms on. I am trying to get Max to be more independent. Millie can get herself dressed and then I just straighten her up a little bit, but Max is still in that really awkward stage where he'll put his t-shirt on backwards or he'll put his pants on inside out and back to front. So I'm still helping him with that, but I put them in an order that they know to put their clothes on. So that really helps. And then once they've done that, once they've eaten their breakfast, they've gotten dressed, they brush their teeth, they help me get their packed lunches and drinks out of the fridge, put it into their school bags, and then they put their school bags in the hallway ready to go. And at that point, they're allowed their tablets or they're allowed to read a book or play with some toys until it is time for us to go. And while they're doing that, I can then prioritise and get myself ready, make sure that I'm ready to go, and then at 8:20, we are getting our shoes on and we are out of that door in the car and ready for the school run. So that morning routine really, really works for us, and they know exactly what they're going to get every single day. Tip number 5 is to have a family calendar, and this is only something that we've been using for probably about the last 6 months, and it has been a godsend. Now, there are multiple ways that you can do this. I used to have a mum's to-do list, and I used that as my calendar, and I'd write the date on the top of it, put a list of things that everybody needed to do that day, whether it was chores, whether it was things that we needed to remember, if we'd got parties, events, things like that. And then you can also use a Google Calendar or an Outlook calendar, whichever one you prefer. At the minute, we are using a clear acrylic calendar because it's up on the fridge, everyone can see it, and it's for each month of the year. On the first of every month, I go through it, I look at what we've got planned, any parties, any events that we have to go to, anything that's happening at school, whether more recently there's been Mother's Day events. We've got an Easter bonnet making event at Millie's school for the preschool kids, which is obviously Max's class. Things like doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, the days where Ross isn't going to be at home because he's either working away or he's got a golf event that he's got to go to, or he's going to football, or if I've got a bottomless brunch with the girls, anything like that. All of that goes onto the calendar so we can all see it. Everybody's got their own colour. I'm black, I think Ross is blue, Max is green, and Millie is purple. She picked her own. She really wanted purple. Max had a choice of blue or green. He wanted green. So all of his stuff's in green. So they are really, really helpful things to have. If you haven't got one, you can buy them on Amazon for super cheap. If you want them even cheaper, they sell them on Shein or Temu. I got mine from Shein. Love it. Got all the pens with it and everything. It's been brilliant. The next thing that I actually want to get is the meal planning one. So it's just a week. So I can put everything that we want to eat. We can sit and do our meal plan and prepare on a Sunday. Get everything delivered because I'm super lazy and I don't go to the supermarket anymore. I get a Tesco delivery or an Asda delivery, whichever one I fancy that week, and just get it delivered to the house because it just makes life so much simpler. So I want to start doing the meal planning one as well, so I need to get that ordered. But again, family calendars, they're a godsend. The next thing is to take 5 minutes to declutter, whether that's at the end of the day or before the school run, however it fits into your day. Take 5 minutes to declutter. And something you'll have seen me do in my cleaning videos is use a clutter basket. I call it a clutter basket. It's a big plastic laundry basket, and I will literally go around the house once the kids have gone to bed, or maybe just before they get in the bath. We'll go around the house, we'll put the Tidy Up song on. It's a Sticky Kids song, you've probably heard it if you're from the UK. And it's sort of, she'll be coming around the mountain when she comes, but it's kids, and it's who will tidy up when I say go. And then I shout go really, really loud, get the clutter basket and put it in the middle of the living room, and literally everybody runs, grabs all the clutter that they can get, that's everything that's not in its place, everything that's out that needs to be put away, goes into the clutter basket, and then I can sit and organise that when I have a spare 5 minutes, but it just clears everything from my peripheral vision, so I don't have to worry about it, I don't have to think about it, and it just gives that sense of calmness in an environment that was literally 5 minutes ago at utter chaos, because there were toys everywhere, there were pens everywhere, there were bits of paper, there was paint out, and just all sorts of stuff, random things. Like my son has this thing about taking his socks off and just leaving them on the sofa. His dad does the same thing. I think it's genetic. Let me know if your kids do that as well, or if your other half does that. Drives me insane. But all of that just gets thrown in, and then I can go to the wash basket, I can put the dirty clothes in there, I can put the toys back in the basket that they belong in, I can put all the crafty stuff back into its container, get that into the cupboard under the stairs, and it's done, and I don't have to worry about it. Get yourself a clutter basket, you'll love it. I really want a stairs basket as well. I think Mrs. Hinch sort of like set that trend off with the stairs basket, and I still haven't got one, and I need to get one. I really need to get a stairs basket just for carrying things up, and I just think they look cute as well. The next tip is to make sure that you stay hydrated. When you're drinking enough water throughout the day, it not only makes sure that you're hydrated, but it also boosts your energy levels and also helps you focus. Obviously, our bodies are made up, the majority of it is water, and water is so important for your heart health, your body health, your brain function. Everything rotates around water, so make sure that you're getting your hydration right. There are calculators online that tell you how much water you should be drinking for your height and weight. If you want to go to that extreme, I have a Stanley cup. I drink 2 of those. I think they're 40 ounces. I drink 2 of those a day and I'm good to go. Your skin will thank you, your brain will thank you. You'll even have better sleep. So yeah, drink your water. The next thing is, where you can, ask for help. And I used to be so bad at asking for help because I genuinely thought that asking for help meant that I was a terrible parent and I was doing a really bad job. But then there's the old saying, everybody's heard it, it takes a village to raise a child. And that village, whether that's a friend group, whether that's parents, aunts, uncles, cousins, brothers, sisters, whatever it is, build that group if you can. Please build that group. I'm really fortunate that Ross's parents literally live a 10-minute walk away from us. It's not even 5 minutes in a car, to be honest. So they help us with childcare where we really need it. I'm fortunate enough to be able to work from home and to have the flexibility to do school runs and things like that. However, there are days where I cannot get to the school run, and I know that I can call up Ross's mum and say, I'm really struggling. Can you please pick the kids up today for me? Absolutely, no problem. If there's ever a time where she's not around, I have a very close-knit group of mum friends. All of our children are in the same class. We spend a lot of time together. We have Wine Wednesdays. We choose to do that as our self-care, just to de-stress as a group of mums. We'll go out on a Wednesday, we'll have a couple of glasses of wine and we'll just relax. We'll talk about our weeks, probably talk some stuff about the kids when they're just being utter nightmares, talk about some of the funny things that they've done. We just chat. We've just got a really good relationship, and we've got a group chat, obviously. And I know that if I'm ever really struggling, I can put a message into the group chat. Can anybody pick Millie up from school? Or can you pick Millie and Max up from school? And either they'll bring them home to me or they'll take them to their house and then I can go and pick them up as soon as my meeting's finished, or if I'm stuck in traffic, whatever it is, I know that I have someone that I can rely on. It's not just about that though, it's also about asking your partner for help. As mums, I personally, just in my experience, I just tend to fall into that default parent mode, and my kids even do it. So Ross will be sat right here on the sofa, I'll be sat at the table working or doing something that I need to get done. The kids will walk straight past Ross and say, Mum, can I have a drink? You've just walked past your dad, who's either sat on his phone, is watching golf or doing whatever, but you've walked away from him to come and get me to do it. Ask dad for help too. And Ross is amazing with the kids. He will do anything for them, but they just automatically come to me. And I kind of feel like that's because I'm at home all the time. So their brains automatically go to, oh, mum's at home, mum's gonna do it. But when dad's at home, they still have that thought process. So it's just about training them and helping them understand that there are actually 2 parents in here. And I know there are situations where there aren't 2 parents involved, but if that's the case, ask your parents for help, ask your friends and your other family for help, and there will always be someone that is willing to help you. So the next tip that I have for you is practicing gratitude. Now, I've been banging on about manifestation, the law of attraction, and practicing gratitude since 2020, and it was just as we were going into the new lockdown, and everybody the new lockdown. It was new back then, obviously it's not now, but it was just as we were going into lockdown, and it's when everybody was sent home to work. If they didn't need to be in an office environment, they were sent home with their kit, and that was it. We didn't see people, we didn't speak to people, and it was a really, really difficult time for a hell of a lot of people, including myself. And one of the things that I started doing was practicing gratitude and journaling those gratitudes. And that's something that I still do to this day. Every single morning, I will find something that I'm grateful for that day. Whether it's I'm grateful that something as silly as I'm grateful that I remembered to get milk last night because we were running low, and if I hadn't have done that, I wouldn't have had a cup of tea this morning. Something as silly as that. Or I'm so grateful that my children are waking up happy and healthy. Or I'm grateful that I get to live this life where I've got such a beautiful family, I've got a really happy home. Or I'm just grateful to be alive and to be able to live in an age where we have technology and we have the ability to learn so many things. And anything, it can be absolutely anything that you want to be grateful for. Just make sure that you are practicing that gratitude, and it will set your whole day up. It really will. It will just make you feel so much better. If you can find 3 things every single day that you are grateful for, it will make you feel so much happier, and it will put you in a better mood. The next tip, which is tip number 10 and my final tip for today, is prioritizing yourself and setting yourself up a daily ritual that is just for you. Now, I change mine up. I will do different things. So one day it might be to go and spend an hour in the gym when Ross gets back from home. Another day it might be on my lunch break, I'll go for a walk. I'm quite fortunate that I live near a reservoir and I can go out. I can go for a walk around that. It takes me half an hour to walk around it and come home. I can do that and just prioritize that as some thinking time. I can put a podcast on, just have a walk and just relax. Or sometimes it might be I can't sleep. So, and this is going to sound absolutely mental, or just really, really silly, but if I ever find myself in a situation where Ross is asleep, the kids are asleep, and I think, do you know what, I'm gonna have a quick drive out, I'm gonna pop to McDonald's, and I'm gonna get myself hot chocolate, because hot chocolate makes me sleepy. I love it. I'm such a child at heart. So I'll pop out and I'll just have that little bit of time sitting in the car, again, either listening to a podcast, listening to some relaxing music, get myself hot chocolate, drive back, get in bed and go to sleep. Or it could be like a day like today, I've been out and I've got my nails done. Or I can go and sit in the bath, have a glass of wine, read a book, read my Kindle. Or even, it can be absolutely anything, even going and sitting outside, doing a bit of grounding. Now, if you don't know what grounding is, it's going outside barefoot and just standing on the earth, so on the grass. It has to be grass, like concrete isn't really going to do much for you, but stand on the grass barefoot and just breathe, just take it all in. Just have that little bit of you time. It can be anything you want. It doesn't have to be any of the suggestions that I've made. They're just things that I like to do, but just taking that time. And if it ends up being that time that you have is from my earlier tip of waking up 15 minutes before everybody else, if that is the part of the you ritual, just taking that little bit of time just for yourself, do it. You aren't being selfish, you are surviving and you are getting yourself through being a mum, being a parent, just giving yourself that 15 minutes of peace. I always love it. My kids are really into Bluey at the minute, and Dad's looking after Bingo and Bluey, and the dog next door, I can't remember her name, but I think Bandit's like pretending to be a sheep, and the kids are going absolutely crazy and they're trying to get Mum, and Bandit's trying to stop them, but all he's doing is barring at them. And then the neighbour says, what's going on, what's going on? And the kids are like, Mum said she just needed 20 minutes where no one spoke to her or no one said anything to her. And I think we can all relate to that. I don't think there's one single moment in Bluey where one of us can't relate to Chili. She's amazing. And I always sort of sit there and think so chaotic, she gets stressed, she needs that time alone. But if a cartoon needs it, you need it too. Like, it's the most real cartoon I've watched in a really long time, and I love it, and I love that the kids are into it. There are some like naughty habits from some of the kids, but I love it. I love Chile. She's such an inspiration. She's brilliant. And now I'm talking about Bluey, which is absolutely nuts. Didn't think I'd be talking about Bluey on today's video, but hey ho. So guys, that is it. That's my top 10 life-changing habits for busy working mums to help you stay stress-free and organised. If you enjoyed any of these tips and tricks, let me know down in the comments below. If you have any other tips and tricks, I am always up for learning something new, for trying something new. Again, let me know down in the comments box. If any of these work for you, they are tried and tested for you and you love them, let me know. If you hate them, again, let me know. Tell me why. What is it about it that you don't like? Tell me what it is. We'll have a chat about it down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you're notified every single time that I upload. And until my next video, I will see you soon. Bye!